Hi everybody, welcome to this full 18-hole video guide for opening round and also weekend round in Master Division, completely free to play here on the channel. Please give me a thumb up and subscribe if you've not done so already. Like I said, free to play balls, APOC 4 plus, Sniper 9 plus, QB 9 or 10, same as the qualifying round, so it's hopefully will appeal to a lot of people stepping up. Plenty of drops here, minus 31 in total, but there are some nasty wind angles to deal with. I will help you as much as I can along the way, but it is important to take a token or two, get familiar with these setups and write down all the details so you give yourself the best chances of making a decent score with free-to-play balls. Let me know in the comment section how you got on, and remember, weekend round, if you've not played Master before, it's a direct repeat of the wins for opening round. They do not change at all. Here we go, let's get started with hole number one. Hole number one, I'm going to play with APOC and a Kingmaker and then the Grizzly. Setting up here at P3 max with APOC 5 plus 5.8 top spin, 3 left spin, and you'll see the inner green ring is touching the rough line here with APOC 5 and 6. APOC 4 you have to stretch out 1.7 rings into overpower to find the equivalent point. Different ring references may vary, you might just have a little bit of the yellow ring inside the rough, the inner yellow ring with APOC 4 that is. Max minus 10, weird adjustment but it works. Full overpower, 1 ball of curl to the left. Hit perfect. With APOC 4, after your adjustment, you would need to push up 1.7 rings to account for lack of club distance. Takes a nice roll down the centre of the fairway, around 405 to 410 yards. Second shot, we're going to play rings from min with our Grizzly. 1.8 backspin, find the min line, and then count up rings. In the video here, I'm playing 10 rings from min, but it may vary depending on the ball guide. If you have a glitchy ball guide, then you will need to increase or decrease your rings from min. But here is the setup with your spin added. Second bounce just beyond the fringe, the ball guide you can see there is going to the pin. And then we're going to adjust rings from min, minus 10 elevation, power 2 settings, so make sure you switch down to power 2 settings for this approach. 10 rings from min with Grizzly 9 is going to be 13% on the slider as a reference, and you will of course need to push up some rings from min in order to be able to adjust because there is a small tailwind element. Perfect ball away, and this one rolls very nicely in for the eagle. Simple one-on-one adjustment here. We're going to add spin first, and it's going to be 5.2 backspin, and it's going to be 1.5 right spin. Then we find our position, red ring touching the rough line, and the blue ring, you'll see, will just overlap those two points of snow there that just stick out. So make sure you've got the ring references correct. Second bounce on the border of those green square columns. So a few things to check there. 1-to-1 here, so 11 miles per hour in wind, going to adjust 11 rings. Of course, it's always good to put some wind angle tweaks in. You're never going to get the same wind angle twice in a row. There is always some deviation with that, but it should be a nice and safe setup and will guarantee you a birdie with a decent execution here, and you may even get the hole in one as well, which is what I do here. So one-on-one, 11 in wind, 11 rings, simple as that. Catches the fairway nicely, and we're dropping it right at pin. Let it be said here, this is an awful wind angle for free to play, so good luck. No movement target, 5.8 top spin, 3 left spin with a Kingmaker. If you've got APOC 4, I would strongly advise you to use a power 4 or power 5 wind 3 or greater ball, really. It's going to be touch and go, if I'm brutally honest, with APOC 4. It's NMT though with APOC 5 plus, and then we adjust max plus 10. It is going to take you in to overpower. Regardless of that, we are going to go with full overpower here. So like I said, this really is a very, very nasty wind angle if you're going to go true free to play. If you want to, obviously, take a token or two first, try a couple of different balls if you want to go premium. I have tried this exact wind angle and strength with APOC 4 and it does clear but higher wind, more headwind, could be touch and go. Second shot, max plus 10. Go with the big dog or the Cataclysm that gives you the most top spin. Obviously, you want a 180-yard wood club. So here I'm going with plenty of top spin and also some left spin, stretching out, aiming centre of the fairway. We're going to adjust this one max plus 10. Don't worry if you don't get the eagle on this hole, going true free to play. As I've said, I can't stress it enough really. This is fiendishly difficult wind angle for free to play. So the best of luck on this one. Max plus 10, then push up to max if you can stomach the full needle. It is going to help you on the wedge. Even though we're going full overpower at max, it still leaves a difficult wedge. Half a ball of curl to the left, hit a minor great left. This one is still okay. You can tweak it and great proof it if you know you are a great left or great right hitter, of course, but we get a decent distance, very difficult wind angle. Now on the wedge we're going to play Endbringer School, no spin method, 5% elevation, power 2 numbers, because this plays uphill. Once again, it's very difficult to see the ball guide, so try and replicate the setup as best you can. For reference, if you want to rewind or pause the video, this one plays just over max distance. It's 103% slider in this example. So make sure if you've got your Clash Caddy or your notebook, if you've got the ability to change the settings so that they will go over 100%, then of course that is always preferable to do so. But if not, you can just use the max value and then say set 3% on the slider if you think you're at 103, and then add the slider value to max. That's another way of doing it if your app doesn't support that functionality. Perfect ball away. Very difficult to get your eagle here with a Kingmaker. The very best of luck. Now we're going to go with a sniper and a Kingmaker here. White ring touching the bunker in both parts at +2 with sniper 10, +4 with sniper 9. Then we are going to add spin. And it's a weird amount of spin, but it works. Half a bar of backspin, and it's about 0.3 left spin. Then switch to either the Guardian level 9 or your Cataclysm, as long as it gives you 180 yards of power. Otherwise, you're going to have to overpower the sniper. Max plus 10, obviously you're adjusting the numbers that you swap into, so don't adjust sniper numbers here. You've got to adjust either Guardian or Cat, whatever you are swapping to. But pick a wood club with distance. Guardian 9 has 179 yards. Even with the adjustment here, we are 2 yards away from max, so there is a little bit of room for a higher wind strength. But in highest wind, you may go into OP. So take a token or two. Wind 4 ball would help. Max plus 10, another nasty wind angle, but you're going to be safely on the green. If you're lucky with a tweak or a couple of tokens, you might be able to dial in hole in one, but very, very difficult indeed. Onto this par 4, max plus 5 on the drive. We're going to set up with APOC 5 plus, just before plus yards, red ring touching the rough with APOC 5 and 6. And we're going with 5.8 top spin and 3 right spin. APOC 4, you would be at the top of plus 6. We've got to push adjust our rings here because otherwise the trees are going to be in the way. Max plus 5, power 3 settings. If I remember correctly, this was an 8.8 ring adjustment. So I do 4.5 and then I do 4.3 because it's easier for me to do that. I find it impossible to drag from the bullseye outwards when I'm pushing. So I always go from the inner ring or the yellow ring. Max OP, slowish needle, ball and a half of curl to the right. Hit perfect on this one. You're playing down a narrow fairway, so it's important to get all these details correct, which is why I always say take a token or two, especially on these nastier holes with difficult winds. Drive distance 378. Second shot, going to use the Grizzly. We're going to go with 3.2 top spin, 1 right spin, setting up with the top of the yellow ring, touching the rough line. Ball guide, you will see here, is intentionally missing the right edge of the cup. So left edge of the ball guide touching right edge of the cup because the wind is going to push us in. Landing position plus yards. So +2 with Grizzly 9 is going to be +5 with Grizzly 8. So you are going to be close to max if you've got a lower level Grizzly, unfortunately. Power 4 ball would guard against that if you wish. +2 landing position, going 86% slider, 5% elevation. It's 2% slider per yard difference, using power 2 numbers. Power 2 numbers on this one, that is my recommendation based on the miss in this video. Just a narrow miss here, catching the rough very safely though. Just a little bit of a tweak needed on that one, which should be in given the commentary. Okay, onto this par 5. We're going to set up here with APOC 5 plus at +10 yards, blue ring touching the rough with APOC 5 and 6, 5.8 top spin, 3 left spin, second bounce as shown. Once you've added your spin, there's an alternate reference if you don't want to calculate the different ring sizes, or use Golf Clash Rings Bible, which would help you convert ring sizes for different club accuracy. APOC 4, you're going to be at P3 max here. Then we adjust max +5. Nice wind angle here. Very good chance for an albatross. Slow needle, no push-up needed. And we're going with plenty of curl. Look at the tee where it aligns down with the triangle. Hit perfect. Pause the video, make some detailed notes so that you can guarantee your best chance here at a successful drive. Finding the fairway nicely down the middle. Greats have been safe, single greats either side, with my club level at least. Second shot, play with the sniper. We're going to use landing position plus yards, and we're going to go -25 elevation. Just need you to tweak the aim on this one based in the miss in the video. You can see I'm using 5 backspin and 3 left spin. That's because I don't want to adjust too far or aim too close to the bunker. For a +6 landing position with sniper 10, that will be +8 with sniper 9. Go with 85% slider, -25 elevation, power 2 settings. I like the adjustment here, but I would advise you just to tweak the aim based on the miss in the video. Like I said, I like the adjustment. I don't think we need to alter that, but I would just want you to tweak the offset here by the amount that I missed by. The speed is good, just need to shunt the aim slightly to the left. If you've been enjoying the free content here and want to support the channel, you can do so in one of 3 ways. You can click the thanks button underneath the video, you can use the PayPal link in the description down below, or you can also join as a channel member to help keep the content free. All donations greatly appreciated. Another stinker of a wind angle here. You can play to the left hand side, very difficult for free to play, so I'm going to show you a safe layup with the rock. 2 backspin, 3 right spin, blue ring touching the rough, and it's going to be at the top of +9 with the rock level 8, top of +8 with the rock level 9. Ball guide as shown, you'll see it's just pointing to the left of the bush and the rocks. Then the adjustment is max +20 here, max +20. We're setting up for the rough bump. It is going to be with a sniper, I'm afraid, so it's difficult to hit perfect. But like I said, for free to play, the emphasis is going to be on a risk-free drive. Playing out to the left would probably need a higher power ball, especially with APOC 4, and it would be max OP with a full needle. So that's why I'm suggesting this route. Of course, there are many routes you can investigate. You don't have to go with this. It's only a suggestion. Max +20, and we're bouncing over very comfortably. Uphill slope there, checks the ball nicely. Drive distance around 300 yards. Second shot, perform a top white ring pin check, TWPC, on the notepad. So where the top of the white ring touches the pin, +6 with sniper 10 would have been +8 with sniper level 9. Then we're having the red ring going along the rough line and adding spin so that your ball guide is going to be offset as shown. You need a little bit of top spin and a bit of right spin. You can see here the ball guide is going past the hole, and it's passing the right edge of the cup as well. Pause the video, make some detailed notes. For a +6 top white ring pin check with a sniper 10, you're going to go exactly mid-distance. So that's 50% slider, 30% elevation. Like I said, always tricky to hit perfect with the wood club second shot up in master. Do the best you can Single grates will be safe here, though we're setting up in the middle of the rough. So this is, in my opinion, with a decent setup, a very, very safe shot. Perfect ball away, catches the rough very nicely, and we're getting this one in. Just sneaking it in for the eagle. I'm going to show you a shot here bouncing on the pad. This is a tough wind angle. Again, it's going to be a safe birdie. Tweak it if you like, or investigate some options. But you can see there I'm playing 2 backspin, 3 right spin. Red ring touching the rough on the right at top of +6 with sniper 10. Top of +8 with sniper 9. I adjust in the video 1 to 1. So 11.7 is my wind strength. I'm going 11.7 rings. Small 11.59, and I believe the pull angle is the key. I didn't crack this one in the time that I had to make some attempts on this one, unfortunately, so you might need to put a small tweak in and just have a little look at the replay. Like I said, it's a nice safe approach. There is, of course, a rough bump or two available if you want to go down that route as well. But a nice simple bounce up. It is great safe here with the sniper, and we're coming in close on this tough par 3 with this awkward wind angle. Par 5 here, time to go cheap with a katana, and I'm deliberately showing you this with the highest wind strength possible. 5.8 top spin, 1 right spin, and we're setting up deliberately away from max club. It's going to be at the top of +4 with APOC 5 and above. Ball guide pointing as shown. You'll see it's just pointing towards the right edges of the rocks up ahead. With APOC 4 you're going to be at +10. So make sure you don't set up too far down here, otherwise you will carry the rough straight away. Max +5, and like I said, the reason I'm showing you the max wind example is that this is still going to be safe, even with the highest possible wind with a wind 2 ball. So max +5, no pushing up or anything needed there, just a plain ball shot, hit perfect of course, and this will bounce over nicely and roll down the next fairway, and it's going to set up a shot with your Cataclysm or your big dog. Drive distance on this one is going to be in the region of 395 to 400 yards. Then we're adding spin now on the second shot, going here with 6 top spin, 3 right spin, and I'm giving myself room here for a great ball either side. I'm not setting up deliberately close to any of the rough, so give yourself a couple of rings at least from the rough on the right. Replicate the ball guide as well. The adjustment here, it's a funny one, but it's mid -10, because we are going to play with some right curl, and we don't want a great right to catch the rough directly. So mid -10 here, you can see I'm going with 0.8 ball curl to the right, just before the circle drops with our overpower. Perfect ball. This is all about just getting to green or fringe for a safe eagle. You could see I was a little bit close to the rough there, so back it up if you want to great proof it, or just overpower proof it even more. Par 4 now, red ring touching the rough at P3 max with a quarterback 9 or 10. Then we switch to APOC bag and we add spin. 5.8 top spin, 1 right spin. The adjustment here is going to be max +5. Max +5. Bit of a narrow line on the drive here. And again, not the friendliest of wind angles, but we do the best we can. Making our adjustment here takes us to around +5 yards with APOC 5 plus, going to be +11 in the region of with APOC 4. So your needle's going to be a bit shakier, going without a wall curl to the right, and you want to try and hit perfect here. Slowish needle with APOC 5. Again though, just take your time, take a practice or two, investigate some other options if you don't want to push it this far, but you're still going to have a job reaching the green. Even if you wanted to lay up kind of nearer the tee, you're going to have your wood club on really for this one. Second shot, white ring fringe check +9. We're going to play mid distance -10 power 2. 1 backspin, 1 left spin. Then we try and find this position. There's no plus yards to check here, so look at the ball guide. You can see about 4 or 5 green squares through the hole, and it just curves around to the right. Once you've found that position, we re-spin, and you go with the same backspin, so 1 backspin, but you're adding left spin. So you're now going to go with 1.5 left spin. This does need a little bit of a tweak, and in fact the adjustment on the notepad is the tweaked version based on my miss here. So +9 for the white fringe check, I go mid-distance, -10 power 2 settings. This one just unfortunately misses, but like I said, very tough wind angle here for a kingmaker, but it will give you a chance at the eagle following a successful drive. Very simple setup here on this par 3. Red ring touching the rough on the right at P3 min line with our sniper. Then we're going to add spin. And you'll see here the spin I'm using, 0.9 top spin. So just a couple of clicks away, and then it's going to be 0.4 right spin. It's a bit difficult to see from the video here, but 0.9 top, 0.4 right. Then we go 1 to 1. Even though this is a nasty wind angle, I've dropped this in a couple of different wind strengths actually, so it is working very nicely for me. Might need a couple of wind angle tweaks as you go though, of course. But 1 to 1, so 12.3 in wind, which you can just see there on my screen. 12.3 rings, but there is one more thing to add in. When we take our shot, we're going to play just before circle drop over power. So nudge your ball down. There you'll see the circle drop, then go 1 pixel or 1 click before that circle drops. Otherwise you will catch the fairway too early on. And we get a nice bounce and we're dropping it right at pin. This looks like an easy wind angle here, but it isn't for the second shot. NMT with a power 3 ball, then switch to a berserker. Adding spin. 4 top spin, 2 left spin. And you might think that this is going to be a waste of a power 5 ball, but you'll see why on the second shot. In the end I increased to 4.2 top spin here. Strongly advised to practice this one. I played a few aggressive shots on the left with a good amount of right curl. Sometimes you get a glitch roll down there, sometimes you don't, and I didn't want to present something that was really inconsistent. So see how you go with this one. If it isn't for you, of course, take a token or two, investigate a couple of other options. But again, like the front 9, this is going to be very tough to get the eagle with a free-to-play ball. Max +5, power 5 settings. I'm great right proofing it here with half wall left curl. You can tweak it if you want to. It bounces very nicely. Sometimes you may get a glitch roll here, but great right proofing it with that little bit of left curl should prevent the ball going into the rough if you get the glitch roll. Second shot, go with as much top spin as you can here with 1 right spin. We're going to aim deliberately at P5 max extension with the ball guide pointing towards the right side of the fairway because the wind is going to push us dramatically to the left. Max +10, power 5 settings. This is unfortunately going to be pretty much a full needle max OP shaky needle job. So do what you can, try and get a perfect ball away, but again, very tough with free to play. Full overpower, no curl, hit perfect if you can. I know it's easier said than done up in Master though, especially when you're at full distance of your club. Bouncing nicely there, again you could great proof it if you want to, but try and get the ball down there with a perfect. You're going to set up a tricky end bringer and it's still not going to be easy. The more top spin you have, the better. There you go, that's the position. This one is going to be 111% on the slider. Measure it as best you can with the time you have available. The adjustment here I made in the video, I overestimated it, so I just sneaked this one in on the right. I estimated it at 114, but I went back afterwards, got the ruler out, measured it properly. It was actually 111%, which is why I just missed it right edge. And try and be as accurate as you can, because even if you're a few percent off, when there's so many rings involved, it can make the difference. Like I said, not everybody is going to eagle this one. There's going to be a lot of birdies, so do what you can. 5% elevation, power 2 numbers, no spin, Endbringer School. Tutorial on that method on the Academy tutorial homepage if you don't know about it. Before we carry on, a quick reminder please to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm on the road to 20,000 subs and I would love to get there with all of your help. 50% of the people on average that watch the content here are not subscribed, so please click that subscribe button. It only takes a split second and it is totally free. Help me get to 20k. Thankfully the wins get a little bit easier on the next few holes at least. No move target here with a sniper and a kingmaker. Then we're adding 1.4 backspin and 3 bars of side spin to the right. We are playing with curl here, but I believe this is a very good chance. And it's a nice simple setup, and there is a decent chance for it to drop, in my opinion. 1-to-1 adjustment, 11.0 is my win strength here. So I'm going to go 11 rings exactly. We just need to tweak the amount of curl. I got really close on this one, but just needs a couple of clicks more curl. If you have a different wind angle, you might need to vary the curl slightly, a couple of clicks either way. Take a token or two if you can, but if you want to go in blind and just play this one as it is, you're going to have a good chance. You're not going to risk any hint of a par if you set this one up correctly. Outer wall right curl, I go here with 1 click extra. I just needed 2 clicks more in this wind angle. Perfect ball away with our right curl. And this one comes in really nicely. Just tweak the curl a little bit more. The speed, very good chance as well for a hole-in-one with a nice NMT. Okay, this par 4 we're going to play with Apoc, Grizzly and a Kingmaker. I go with 5 topspin in the end. I start with 4, but I decide I'll go 1 more. So I respin up to 5 and then 3 right spin. Topper plus 10 with Apoc 5 and above. P3 max with Apoc 4 with Apoc 5 and 6. Red ring touching the rough on the right. Then we're going to adjust max plus 10 on this one. Max plus 10. Making our adjustment here. And then we're going to take our shot. We're going to need some right curl on this one. Again, playing to a narrow fairway, so a perfect ball will always be advantageous. Going with 0.8 ball curl to the right. Look at the edge of the Kingmaker just before the circle drops as our overpower reference, and hit perfect. Bouncing nicely there and taking a very nice line down the middle of the fairway. Note down your drive distance in case you get a glitch roll, but for me 389 was fine. I could do my top white pin check. Grizzly 8 may struggle to be in plus yards there, so that's why I've just mentioned my drive distance, because you can use that as a backup reference. Here I go with like 3.2 top spin and 1 right spin, but this only just dropped, so I would go kind of a heavy 3.2 top spin, put an extra click on really. Finding our position with the bullseye, just clipping the rough. It's that first point where the ball guide gets clipped away, and look at the ball guide here. It's going over the right edge of the pin. So several references there. Zoom out here, make sure you can adjust everything nicely without having to mess around with your camera angle too much. Lower wind is going to be 1 pull, which is always better, so you know, a wind 4 ball might help if you want to go with that. For the plus 6 white ring pin check, going mid distance minus 10. Pull very carefully down into the bunker. The reason I'm setting up so high up on the rough is because we lose distance, so that means you don't need to push up there with this setup. Perfect ball away, like I said, go with a click more top spin. We just sneak this one in for the eagle. I'm going to lay up with the rock here, and I'm playing with 3 top spin and 1 right spin. We're going to find our position with the blue ring touching the rough at plus 6 with rock level 8, plus 5 with rock level 9. Ball guide just pointing to the right of the lamppost up ahead down the middle of that fairway. The reason I'm laying up here is because you have to go really full beans OP with a Kingmaker and the Apoc to play a curl shot on the other fairway as we did before, and it is not great safe. This one I believe will give you a decent chance, but it is a bit of a technical shot on the second shot here, so take a token or two if you can, please. Max plus 5 on the adjustment here. Try and get a nice straight pull. These are kind of quite detailed setups, but in my opinion, for free to play, the reason I'm going with this, I want to give you a decent chance for a safe eagle without spending anything more than a Kingmaker. Of course, if you want to go more aggressive, try a different ball. Outer wall curl to the right, perfect ball away, and we're just going to play a really safe layup here with the rock for the ball guide and accuracy. And we're approaching the edge of the rough, not threatening it though with all of my attempts. I've been very consistent to around 340 yards. Second shot, we're going to add spin first. And here it's all about looking at the second bounce. So I'm just tweaking the amount of spin that I'm using. I'm always going to use 3 left spin. You can see here I settle at 4.8 top spin. You might need to vary it depending on your drive distance, but I want the red ring touching the rough on the left, the second bounce just by the edge of the snow. Take good, careful notes here of the position. If you put too much topspin on or accidentally apply too much OP, you will miss the rough. So it's all about getting feel right for this one. Max plus 0. And again, we've got to have the Cataclysm or the big dog here. Max plus 0, then we're going to play with some curl to the left, 1 ball, and then just before the circle drops. Make sure you do not exceed that, otherwise you risk, like I said, you risk missing the rough. Perfect ball away. We're not anywhere near taking paint off the lamppost. Bounces very nicely, catches the rough and rolls out and leave you a very simple end-bringer shot, standard elevation. 2 examples here, same adjustment but different wind strengths to give you the top spin amounts. Red ring touching the edge of the rock, top of plus 25 with APOC 5 plus P5 max with APOC 4. With the lowest wind here with a Berserker, 13.6, I'm going with 5.5 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. This will need wind angle tweaks. This is the middle angle. If you get more tailwind, I would reduce the push-up slightly. If you have more crosswind, then I would increase the push-up slightly. But you will need to kind of take a token or two and get a feel for the different tweaks you will need, because it varies greatly, especially up in Master with high wind strength. Max plus 5, push-up 5 rings with APOC 5 and 6, about 4.5 rings with APOC 4, and then we're going here with 0.8 ball left curl, slow needle, hit perfect. Now in the next example I did just reduce the curl slightly to 3/4 ball, so you can see how you feel here depending on the results, but it catches the rough nicely, just clears it on the second bounce, so maybe a little bit less curl might have got you close to the green. 457. Now this is an edited version of the second shot, just showing you it's exactly the same setup point, red ring touching the rock, but the top spin for max wind here, 16.1, I'm only using 4 top spin. Made my adjustment, pushed up the same amount, 3/4 ball curl, slow needle, hit perfect. Again, you can tweak if you want, but here are 2 examples in the lowest and the highest wind to give you an idea of the top spin range. So between 4 and 5.5 top spin. Make sure you got the sniper in the bag for this one. We're setting up at the minimum distance line with a power 3 ball and the quarterback. Blue ring touching the rough on the left. Adding spin, and it's going to be, just having a look here closely, 3.4 back spin, 1.5 left spin, ball guide as shown. Then we're going to adjust this one, minimum distance, 30% elevation, power 3 settings of course, because I'm using a Kingmaker. Make sure you've got the power 3 ball on for your minimum distance line, otherwise you can be setting up in the wrong point. Good chance for a hole-in-one here, especially if you're going to add some wind angle tweaks, and this is great safe either side in my experience. I hit a great left, I hit a great right, minor ones, they were both fine. So worst case scenario here with an accurate setup, you're going to have a safe birdie. This is another nasty wind angle, but you're going to have a safe birdie with a Kingmaker and a good chance of a hole-in-one, I reckon, as well. This is the middle wind angle as well, so tweak from there. Perfect ball away, bounces centre fairway onto the green and rolls straight at the pin. Finally, hole 18, we are going to add spin first. 5.8 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right. Going with a Kingmaker here, we can't go cheap on this one due to the second shot. It's going to be headwind, unfortunately, because we turn a corner. Top of plus 10 with APOC 5 and above, aim as shown, ball guide pointing to the right edge of the rocks up ahead, between the rocks and the lamppost of course. P3 max if you've got APOC level 4. Adjustment, max plus 10, power 3. Max plus 10, power 3. Got to have your Cataclysm or your Big Dog packed on this one, so make sure you've got the right clubs selected. Making our adjustment here, no need to push up, and we're going to take our shot. I go with just before the circle drops as overpower, and then I pull out to the right, outer wall curl to the right. Perfect ball away, bouncing comfortably before the rough. Second bounce nicely over the fairway and rolls nicely down the middle. Drive distance here going to be around 395. Second shot, add your spin. Going with 6 top spin, 3 right spin. In the end I go with 6.2. You will be fine with 6. You could put 6.5 on if you want. Just going to get safely to the fringe. We don't want to push it ridiculously hard in case of any glitch rolls with too much top spin. But you can see the red ring touching the rough. They're comfortably away from the rough. Second bounce comfortably over the rough as well. So pause the video, set up in the same point, max plus 10 because this is, max plus 0, apologies, max plus 0. Playing max distance numbers because of the headwind. Plenty of room to adjust. We're only just going into plus 2 here. And then a little bit of right curl, about 3/4 ball, just before the circle drops. In fact, there you go. You can see I'm just finding the point and I go at circle drop overpower. I thought I went back 1 click, but I leave it where it is. Maybe gets me another 2 yards on the shot, but then that will leave a mid-distance end bringer normal 20% elevation for the eagle. Thank you for watching this video on the Winter Springs tournament here on the channel. Hope you found it useful. Please share it with your friends in the game as well. Finally, join us over on Facebook for free. BK Golf Clash Facebook group, 12,000 members going on there. Sharing shots, some free guides as well, and some great stuff from our other content creators in the community, and some discussion points as well. I look forward to seeing you over there. Good luck, everybody. See you soon. Bye for now.